Trump's decisions have once again sparked another political war. So what's the latest this time? When political dramas involve revenge, things tend to get even messier. A perfect example of this is the clash between Trump's FBI nominee and a former aide to ex-Vice President Pence, Olivia Troy. What started as a disagreement has now escalated into a full-blown feud, capturing everyone's attention. In today's video, we'll dive into the details of this heated conflict and uncover what's really going on. Let's get started. The feud started when Olivia Troy, a former aide to ex-Vice President Mike Pence, made harsh criticisms about Donald Trump's FBI nominee, Kash Patel. During a TV appearance on MSNBC, Troy stated, "Kash Patel is a delusional liar," and elaborated, "Let me just be very clear about that. He would lie about intelligence. He would lie about making things up on operations. I think Mark Esper has talked about that as well, where he put the lives of Navy SEALs at risk in an operation when it came to Nigeria." Troy didn't stop there. She added, "This is a guy who openly has contempt for people in national security, for people, especially at DOJ and the FBI. These serious allegations, made publicly on a major network, immediately triggered a response from Patel, taking action through his lawyer, Jesse Binnall. Patel sent Troy a formal letter on Wednesday demanding a public retraction of her statements. The letter explicitly warned, "Litigation will be filed against you if you fail to publicly retract defamatory statements you made about Mr. Patel on MSNBC on Joulukuuta 2024." Troy, who once worked within the Trump administration but is now an outspoken critic of Trump and his allies, didn't back down. Instead, she posted the lawyer's letter online, making the situation even more public. Patel's letter, intended to silence her claims, may have had the opposite effect. The very next day, Troy appeared on CNN, where she was asked how she planned to respond to the letter. Her reply was firm. "I'm not going to retract from telling the truth," she said. "That is where I am, and this is something that I lived when I was working with him, and it is absolutely true. You know, my job in that role was to serve the Vice President of the United States in the best way possible." Then, Olivia Troy's lawyer, Mark Zaid, fired back at Jesse Binnall with a sharp response. In his letter, Zaid wrote, "As you know, I am personally well aware of the impulsive nature fueled by your client's appetite to sue individuals, as well as your firm's proclivity to support such lawsuits." He didn't stop there, adding a cutting remark. "I am reminded of the Italian proverb that a lawsuit is a fruit tree planted in a lawyer's garden, and I can only imagine the number of apples and oranges growing in your backyard. Whether they thrive or not, of course, is the question. Indeed, as you know, I have motions pending in 2 federal district courts seeking sanctions against your firm and your clients." However, the highlight of Zaid's reply was the way he ended it, with a touch of humour from the famous comedy movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He referenced the character French Taunter, who humorously mocks and insults others instead of offering serious answers. Through this sarcastic response, Zaid made it clear that Olivia Troy had no intention of retracting her statements. Troy, meanwhile, appears to be fully prepared for a political battle. She took to X posting, "I am not the only one who has expressed concerns about him, so why me?" Her statement only added fuel to the fire, indicating her readiness to take on Patel and his legal threats head on. Kash Patel's background adds another layer of controversy to this ongoing feud. As Troy pointed out, she's not the only one voicing concerns about him holding a significant position like leading the FBI. Patel has been a part of Trump's team since his first term, serving in various national security roles under the administration. But what truly alarms many isn't just his involvement in Trump's administration. It's his history of making inflammatory statements and publicly criticizing current and former government officials. One of the most contentious aspects of Patel's career is his book, Government Gangsters, The Deep State, The Truth, and the Battle for Our Democracy. In it, He lists a staggering 60 individuals he labels as part of the so-called executive branch deep state. Critics have dubbed this compilation an enemies list, and it seems to reflect more of a personal vendetta than a professional assessment. In fact, it might as well be called his personal hit list rather than a gangster list. The names on this list include some of the most prominent figures in government, such as FBI Director Christopher Wray, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and President Joe Biden. What makes the list even more surprising is that it also features officials from Trump's own first term, like former Attorney General William Barr and former National Security Advisor John Bolton. The common thread: every one of these individuals has either disagreed with or criticized Patel at some point in the past. This history of public feuds and outspoken criticism has left many questioning whether someone with such a divisive track record should be entrusted with leading an organization as critical as the FBI. In addition to the political opponents Patel has gained throughout his service, he comes across as someone who holds a grudge, given his history of clashes with high-profile figures. It's unclear where the feud between Olivia Troy and Kash Patel will ultimately lead. With the rising tension, where do you think this ongoing conflict is headed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest political news. Thank you for watching.